Welcome back, YouTubers and cinephiles, to another edition of Nerd With Me Reviews. I'm your host, John Ricky. Sorry about that, guy. I couldn't resist. I figured it goes with the theme of the day, with the review that we're going to do. The new opening, the new reimagining of their Monsters universe, or as they're calling it now, the Dark Universe, with this film starring Tom Cruise in The Mummy. So The Mummy is, I want to say, the third adaptation or third attempt at revitalizing the Mummy story. Of course, we had the one in '99 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. That was good, not great, but a really fun movie. Had good comedy, some little scares, nice circular action mixed with like Indiana Jones, a little bit of horror elements to it. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked that movie. In my opinion, that's Brendan Fraser's best film, or best big budget film, aside from, Encino Man and I guess Gods and Monsters or whatnot. Anyway, with this one, now for a few years, Universal has been wanting to get on the Marvel Cinematic Universe chain, and DC, they want to make their own connected universe. And the first serving is this film here. I guess their plan is to bring in more of the classic monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Of course, we'll try again with Dracula. I mean, the Dracula Untold was pretty bad. But, and also Invisible Man. I guess they got Johnny Depp playing Invisible Man. Frankenstein with Javier Bardem playing Frankenstein. And supposedly Bride of Frankenstein. Last I heard, they're trying to get Angelina Jolie to play the Bride of Frankenstein. So, okay, I mean, I see their ambition. But it's like, dude, you're kind of putting the cart before the horse, or if that's how the saying goes. Let's see how this one works. Now, did they do a good job with this? Alex Kurtzman, it's his directorial debut, and Alex Kurtzman has written with J.J. Abrams for years now. Written with him with Lost, The Mission Impossible 3, 4, and 5, I believe. Been a producer on those as well. All around, solid behind-the-scenes guy, but this is his first attempt. Now, the movie looks pretty good. There's some CG issues that I have with it. I mean, especially with, one character's makeup. It just feels like it's very fake, very CG. There's a few portions in here where the CG looked very... You can tell it was CG. But, all in all, it was a pretty good looking film. Unfortunately, the tone of the film just feels like all over the place. Like sometimes it's comedy, sometimes it's action, adventure, and other times it is the horror. But there are some points in the movie where they're throwing jokes, kind of the most inopportune time. I mean, I laughed a few times, but it's just like, wait a minute, isn't this supposed to be a horrific situation? Like, let's... there's this portion with a certain character and Tom Cruise where he basically has a situation that's reminiscent of American Werewolf in London, the original American Werewolf in London. If you haven't seen it, check that out. It's a classic, awesome movie. But that was a dark comedy as well as a horror movie. That's like, and it was equal parts horror, equal parts comedy, and even a little tragedy at the end. And they take ideas from that, and it just seems almost like a sitcom-y a little bit. You're just like, well, that doesn't... to me, it didn't really work, but I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I didn't like it. And that was the problem with this movie most of the time, is that you could feel 100 different voices in the script dueling for supremacy. But for every one of those jumbled messes, there's also like some really good strokes of genius. Like for the fact that in this version, Mummy is not a man anymore. It's from Egypt. It's now a woman named Amenet, who was supposed to be the next in line. And now it's cool. Amenet is played by Sofia Boutella. Oh my God, that gorgeous She's gorgeous, by the way. Even with like all the makeup that she has on, in this movie, you're just like, dang, that movie can wrap me up anytime. How you doing? But she's good in the film, what she's given, and it was a good, solid dynamic. It actually made more sense in how they connected her to Tom Cruise's character. Now, there's kind of a problem with the way Tom Cruise's character is, because he's really kind of a jagoff in this movie. You kind of don't want to root for him because he's just so despicable in PG-13 terms that you can't really get with this guy. But it's also brings some kind of like comedic elements. But there are sometimes with those his bewilderment and on the situation, or even like in the beginning with the action stuff, you're just like, wait a minute, why are we following this guy? It's just like, it was just okay. And of course they try to bring this dynamic with his character, you know, how he's like very self-centered, and that's situation why he's in this, he caused it basically. And that's not a spoiler, I mean, you've seen that in the trailer. But I do like the fact that they really are trying to lay the groundwork for their dark universe, in air quotations, by the way, within the character of Henry Jekyll. If you don't know who that is, Henry Jekyll, Jekyll and Hyde, basically the literary version of Incredible Hulk, basically the basis. Russell Crowe's character, I mean, you can tell that they're setting his character up to basically be the focal point of this dark universe, with Henry Jekyll being the head of this group, this secret society group called SHIELD. I mean Prodigium. And Nick Fury, Henry Jekyll, is covering these big monsters, trying to keep them at bay or destroy them if necessary, so on and so forth. So I guess that every time we're going to come through, if this movie makes money, we're going to see Henry Jekyll in there to the side, basically like Nick Fury. So that's pretty cool. But the movie itself is just okay. It had some good ideas, had some weak ideas, throwing jokes in where it really probably shouldn't be. But that being said, the action was solid. Some action set pieces were very good. Obviously, the airplane was pretty amazing. There's this one in the woods where they're getting chased, and that's pretty cool. But most of it is kind of like, I've seen it, done that. Definitely one of Tom Cruise's weaker films. More like Oblivion and not like Edge of Tomorrow, which, if you haven't seen it, that movie is amazing. But I'll give this movie a C, a solid C. It's worth the summer blockbuster fare, but it's not really going to be that memorable to you. You might want to see more. You might come out this movie saying, man, whatever, I don't care, don't want to see the next one. But hey, who knows? I like to give things a chance. See it if you want to. And hey, guys, comment, review, subscribe. Be on the lookout for new videos coming very soon. Anyway, thanks YouTubers and Cinephiles. Talk to you later.